So I'll give you a little tale of what transpired here over the last 3 or 4 days. So actually, if I just looking up at my board here where everything's at and all that stuff, and this top line here is how far I am, and I was headed for 95 east or 100 east longitude, and this is my distance, my countdown distance as I went along. So this started back here at Sunday night and finishes up, here it is Friday morning down here. We've crossed 100 east. So what was taking place is we had a front that came through on Tuesday, and we also knew this cyclone was up here, and the cyclone was north of where I'm at, up between Australia and Madagascar, and it was going to slide down and get into the path of my course here. And the cyclone, they call them cyclones down here in the Southern Ocean. It's sort of a hurricane type thing. And so we were monitoring that real quick, but we realized the weather forecasters and commanders there set it up. They said, well, you know, it's going to come down south, and then at a certain point it's going to turn southeast and probably diminish over the colder water, but hook up with a cold front that's coming down through as well. So we needed to get, we figured the intended path of that would probably be somewhere around 85 or 90 or something like that. So it turned out it came down closer to 95 or 99 actually. So as the days went on, we pushed hard from Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday we had the cold front. We pushed to try to keep the boat going east, as much east as we could. And we knew Wednesday was going to be a slow day, so we used the motor a bit to motor sail that day just to try to keep the pace up. And then yesterday morning was decent sailing as this storm started to build in, the winds filled in, and we were able to continue to push. We reached into the 90s and 95 and 98 yesterday afternoon, and I crossed 95.5. 95.5 looked like it was going to be pretty much the course of the hurricane, or the cyclone coming down, which wasn't a cyclone any longer. It's below at that point because it lost some power in it, but it hooked up with this cold front. And we knew it was going to come right down through, sort of on a southeast course, down to 95 and 40 degrees latitude. So we wanted to get east of that, so we kept pushing it, and we finally got east of it, got into the 100-degree east latitude. So we're on the eastern side of the storm, which allowed the winds to push us. So most of the wind we had was from behind us here. Now, as the storm is blowing through here in the last, right now we're at the tail end of what would be the core, the heaviest part of the storm as it passed by. It's about an 8-hour period there, 6 to 8 hour period. And we saw winds up in the 45 to 50 range, gusts up to 50. And as that's passed through, now the wind's going to back around and come more out of the southwest or the west. We need to head back down south. We're up at about 38.5 latitude. We want to get back down to 40 to 41, maybe even 42, because there's going to be some pretty calm weather behind us, which I'm looking forward to having 3 or 4 days of civilized sailing instead of the storm sailing I've been doing for 2 weeks. I'm pretty hooked on it all because it really hasn't been much chance to catch my breath or whatever. We had 3 strong fronts plus this, pretty much all back to back. So 3 or 4 days of relatively calm sailing would be really nice, but in order to get some wind for that, we're going to have to go down south to pick up some breezes so we can continue that east towards New Zealand way. So hopefully over the next 8 hours, this should start to diminish down and end up by late afternoon, sunset somewhere in the 15 to 20 knot range, and the waves will continue to die down through the evening. And I'll be able to set a little more sail and point the boat a little bit more east, and we'll continue on towards New Zealand. That's a pretty fair clip, and I can start taking some naps and get some rest. Right now I still have to be kind of vigilant here. I can't really doze off for very long because anything can still go wrong. The fitting could break, the autopilot could go out, knock on wood. I hate to talk about those things, but anything can happen and throw the whole the whole thing into craziness. I got some cans knocking around here in my recycling bin. And what's funny is last night it was dark out, and I started hearing them rattling, and I thought, oh my God, something's broke on the boom. And it took me a while to ascertain that the boom was just fine, nothing had broken there, and to figure out the noise was coming from these cans. They're driving me nuts right now, but I'm actually happy that they're there because I know it's cans and not something else. So, anyways, that's been the story for the last 5-6 days, I guess. The storm sailing, and still pretty breezy out there, as you can see. It's blowing the spray off the tops of the waves, and big waves going back and forth, tossing me around quite a bit here. But I'm glad to be on the backside of the storm. That means that things should just be getting better as we go along here.